Hi folks, good day from Donegal in Ireland. It's Jonathan here from WP Foodie School, and I wanted to follow up with a video that I published a couple of days ago. It was all about how to send 300 transactional emails a day from your WordPress website for free. And I got some feedback on the video, and a couple of people were having problems following it because I moved along quite fast and it was quite technical, and I presumed that people would have had understood the part about having a email address registered at your domain to comply with all the new regulations with sending emails. So, and like it is like learning a totally new language, all the technical terms and everything. I get muddled with it myself at times and frustrated because you're trying to keep up with all the settings and stuff. But the good news is, folks, once it's set up, once it's done. So that's enough talking. Let's move on and get started with this. And so the service we're using for sending the emails is Brevo. And when we go in here, you sign up for free, you go to your account dashboard. And so I'll go over to my Yahoo email address here. And see, that's the thing. This is what I'm getting at. Here it is. It's the from message there, Jonathan at WP Foodie School, and we will be setting that in Brevo, and that's one of the records. So in the dashboard here, we want to go down to. We need to go to senders, domains, and it's senders here, and you see what we have here. That's it there. That's where I have there, and you see we have these DMARC records, DKIM, and the IP address doesn't matter. So it's telling us here that one of my senders is not compliant with the new Google and Yahoo's requirements. So for each sender, we'd have to check the DKIM and the DMARC status. So that has to be set up with your business email. And I'm going to show you that now. That email address is a service that Namecheap provide, and you have to have that. Now, there's probably lots of different services, but I'm not familiar with any of them. I've been using Namecheap for years, folks, and I've been on to the past few days. I've been on to live chat or instant there on live chat if you have problems, and they will help you, folks. They're really, really good and everything. They will tell you if it's not working. They'll look at it and they'll get back to you within minutes, and they'll fix it for you. So. But you should be able to do it yourself following along with this tutorial. So to start with that anyway, so we need an email address. So what you have to do is, and there's even a free trial with Namecheap, and it's billed yearly. And there's 3 different options here where we get 5 mailboxes, 3 mailboxes, or 1. So you only want 1, folks. So what's that? It's going to be $10 for the year, $10. Like, it's not a massive amount of money, and you're getting 5 gig of storage, which is huge in terms of email for storing your messages. So like there's not going to be any sneaky upgrade there or anything. So you should go over there, get started, and you'll go through a checkout, and so you will have to select the features here, like purchase a new domain for your, like if you have a blog already, that's the name you'll be using. So you'll have to, like if you're registered at Namecheap, you will be used a domain I own with Namecheap, or use a domain I own from a different register. So you want to select one of them there, and you do that. So we still need to set up the actual mailbox. You have only purchased the service. So what we need to do in the MailChimp dashboard, we need to go to private mail there, okay? And we need to go in there, and we need to, down at the bottom, there's a feature there that when we create a mailbox, and here's the feature actually, because you might know it's there, we can actually, that's the thing, if you don't like the name, folks, you can change it. Do you know, but if you've been using it for a while, it'd be madness to delete it because it's probably being used for sign-ons and signing into websites and stuff, you know. But at the start, like if you pick a name and don't like it, you can change it. And there's the link to open the webmail and to change your password. So that's there. So I'm going to show you how easy this is now. You go, we'll create the mailbox. So this is what I'm getting at. It'll be, well, I've registered Jonathan already, but that's how it's done. Put the name there and it'll end up being Jonathan at wpfoodieschool.com, and that's what's being used here. And we have to have this to do this service with the sending emails, you know, because you can't use free email addresses, Yahoo and Google anymore, because they were telling us that over there. So go back to Namecheap now, and you set your password there for logging in, and you have the storage there. So just leave all that the way it is. So that's the thing. So, right. So we have set that up now. So we've created the mailbox and it'll appear down here like this now. And the next thing we have to do is what they're talking about over here. It's there. It's there somewhere with the domains or something that we have to, you see it here, it's an SPF value there. So we have to, where we registered the email address at the domain WP Foodie School, we have to go over to that domain now. It'll be down here, and we have to go over to advanced DNS. And what we have to do, there's a button here. It's actually a bit hard to see, but you might need to open that to see all the different records for the domain. So two of these are MX records, and the priority is 10. The host name is an @ symbol, and the value is there. So you go down to the bottom down here, and you go add new record. It'll be and it'll be mx1privatemail.com. You will copy that, and then you will put it in there, and we'll put a 10 there, and you save it here with the green arrow, and then you go add new record, and you put another one under it, but it's going to be, the host name is the same, and the record type is MX, and the priority is 10, but the value is a 2, okay? So you will end up, I don't enter that because it won't work, because I have it here. So that's what you'll end up with. You will end up with two MX records and a 1 and a 2 like that. You don't need this MX record here. This is to do with a different service from Amazon. You will only have 2 MX records there, those 2. And then we need to create a text record at the top up here. So we need to go back to here, and you can see that I've a lot of records already. So it'll be add new record, and you want to go down to text, and it's at again, and you want to copy that value there. I actually missed the end of it. You want to be very careful that they copy and paste correctly, because if there's any little error, it won't work. But a lot of the time when you're putting in these values, see there, I put that in 2 in by mistake. It tells me instantly there's a mistake, which is very useful. And there you have it, folks. So I've put in that text record with the @ symbol and the V, and it's the SPF. So you can see it's there already for sending, so that I can send those emails from my personal business email address. So that's how you, with Namecheap, you go in, you purchase the service, then you go to private mail in the left menu, and you go in to manage, and down at the bottom you create your mailbox, and then you add those records to the domain. So that's done like that, so that I'll close this now. I'll actually stay logged into Namecheap because I'm going to try something now, and that's that part. So we need to go back to add sender, and it'll be oh sure, it'll be Jonathan WP Foodie School, and that's where the name is coming from that shows up here in Yahoo or Google Mail, whatever it is. And that's the standard practice that's advised to use, that you use your first name followed by the name of the company, so people will recognize it and they'll open your emails, is the idea behind that, instead of just using something silly and generic and everything, because it will affect your open rates. And so anyway, the email address that you registered now goes here. So I copy in Jonathan at WP Foodie School, goes there, and that's how come that's there. So we can see now with those values in Namecheap, the DKM signature, the DMARC, that's set up now. So that's your to be a sender verified, that you're compliant. So that's that. So we need to, what we need to do next is we need to get the AIP key, but we need to go to domains here, and that's what this is the big one. Yeah. So what I want to try now is, I actually have a domain here that's not authenticated yet. So I'm going to go in here, and in the previous video, I copy and paste the records, and that's where I created a problem that a couple of people couldn't follow it, because I only did the 3 records, and I only did it with 1, and I stopped the video and copy and pasted in the other values, and it created confusion. So this is what I'm saying. There's going to be different values here, and so they have identified with the DNS that over the internet, they're able to identify that the domain is hosted at Namecheap. So I'm logged into Namecheap. If I get transferred into Namecheap, you probably have to be logged in. So I'm not sure how this works, but we have it here. You can choose to, oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's telling me there to authenticate this domain, you have to be signed into your Namecheap account and allow us to update the DNS records. So this funnel and click is there, or you can do it yourself. So let's do it automatically. So we have to give them permission. You can see we have a timeline up here. Oh sugar, we have to put in our username and password. So just 1 second, folks, because I'll have to get that. I'll have to pause the video and get that. So I put in my username and password, and now it's being authenticated automatically. Hopefully this will work now, because it'll simplify one part of this that's quite complicated. Oh, the login was invalid. I'll have to try again. So I just put in the correct password there, folks, and I'm just waiting, trying the authentication again. Difficult word to pronounce. You see, when this updates, we'll be able to test it as well. We should get the green light, and then we can get our API key from Brevo. And so, oh, they're asking me for a verification code again, so just have to pause the video and get that. So, folks, I just put in the password code there, and yeah, this screen has just come up now. So it's warning me here that it may take a few hours for the changes to take effect due to DNS propagation. So this can typically would happen in a few hours, or it could take up to 24 or 48 hours. So I mentioned that in the previous video, that if you use the auto update now to update the records and you go looking at it and it's not working, well, they actually tell us here. When we go back, funnel and click, we can go to the view the configuration now, and it's warning us there about the 48 hours, okay? So, yeah, you see, this is now, so we don't need to change anything here. I just want to explain why we're getting an error value mismatch. It's because the DNS probably hasn't updated yet, so you have to wait 24 to 48 hours, but we'll check the configuration. Yeah, it's not going through yet. So I'm just trying to think now. So we have purchased our private email address from Namecheap, and I put in back in the account, remember folks, in private email, when we went in, the records are there at the top, so you have to manually yourself put those records into the domain. So if we go back to our domain list and pick our domain and advanced DNS, and remember I put in the 2 MX records. I said that you'll only need 2. This one is a different service, so totally ignore that. So you put in those 2 MX records, number 1 and number 2, and then you want to put in that. Don't forget about the button over here. It looks like we've only 5 records, but we've a lot more when you hit the button there. And that's it there. It's the V equals SPF1 includes that one, because, and that means that we're verified now to send our emails from the mailbox that we created, Jonathan at wpfoodieschool.com. And that's the thing. So all we had to do over here was, just trying to think now, that, yeah, that was it, the senders. You know, you want to add a sender. Do you remember I said in the mailbox, the name Jonathan WP Foodie School, that comes from here. When you create a sender, put it in at the top, and the mail address, Jonathan at WP Foodie School, that you created. And the complicated bit is done automatically there for us when we go to domains and you want to go into view configuration. And would you believe, folks, we're in luck. It's been authenticated already. We're getting the green light, the values are done. So it's been really, really quick to propagate. So that's brilliant. So what we can do now is, I'm going to go over to, I want to go here, and I'm going to generate a new API key called funnel and click, the name of this digital marketing website. We want to copy that API key, and so I need to log into that site now, and we need to set up our Fluent SMTP email sending service, so that we can send emails to people's inboxes from the website when they save the recipe. So just going to pause this now. Okay, so folks, I've created that API key, funnel and click, and it's active there, and I've copy and pasted that, and I've logged back in to my WordPress website. You want to, this is a free plugin, by the way, from WP Managed Team. It's called Fluent SMTP, and you want to have that installed and activated so that when we go over to settings, we can go to Brevo, and we need to put in that same business email address here, and it'll be, the from name will be Jonathan, WP Foodie School. And folks, just a quick reminder, we'll put in our API key there, and we'll get a message there that it's valid, that it's working, because it tests it automatically when you save it there. So if that key is wrong or something, that it'll tell you straight away. So in our settings here, we'll go to email test, and we'll send it. Oh, it says key not found. Sugar. Sending. That's very strange. That key looks too long. Funnel and click. So I wonder, I'll just create another key. It's good actually to have a problem there, folks, because it's probably something that you might hit yourself. So it says it's active. And when we go over from email, I wonder, is it something to do with the records? The DNS is not propagated yet. That's very strange. Key not found. I always say it's good to make mistakes in these videos, folks. A lot of people producing the videos would probably edit out the mistakes, but I like to leave them in because it makes it kind of, what's the word, real, whatever, because there's going to be people that are going to make the same mistake that I just made. It's what I was saying about all this SMTP and APIs and domains and keys and all this, and concentration just slipped, folks. As I was saying there, I was looking for the API key and it said key not found. I even mentioned that it didn't look right, that it was too long. And folks, I was silly. Sure, I'm in the wrong place. It's SMTP and API. We don't need to do anything with SMTP, and I was creating an SMTP key. So just to see where I am, go down there, and it brings you here, and it's API key I need, folks. Sure, it's all down at the bottom there, but we don't need to talk about that. Just ignore all that stuff. So give our authentic is the word I'm looking for. That when I said about making the videos real, authentic, sure, we all make mistakes and everything. So there we are, API key. Go over here now, and we want to go to settings. Want to go in here, and yeah, because I even said that it looked too long, I thought. Save, and we'll go email test. Please work. Yeah. That's worked, folks. That's it. So what did we do at the start? We went over to webmail in Namecheap. We bought the package. We went in there to the webmail link on the left-hand side, remember? You go there to private mail, it is. And we set up the mailbox, and then we had to copy and paste those keys. Do you remember we put in the text record, the SPF that we got from the mail page? Do you remember at the top there was a highlighted box with 3 values? there's the SPF value that we put in, and there's the two MX records, male 1 and male 2. So that's done, folks. And then in Brevo, remember, we went to senders, and in the senders we put in my details. Remember, add sender, and from name that appears, that's where that name comes from. Jonathan WP Foodie School comes there, and we put in the email address jonathan@wpfoodieschool.com goes there, and then we automatically, in domains, when we went in to authenticate, remember that we've identified that your domain is hosted on Namecheap. You need to have your Namecheap username and password ready, and when you click on authenticate, automatically you need to log in, and it'll do all the good stuff for you. So you don't need to go into all those string numbers and copy and paste and all those different text records I did in the previous value. This is quite straightforward, So I'd just like to say, folks, that if you're enjoying the channel there, please share the videos on your social network there. If you find that some of your friends would find the content helpful, please drop some comments on the videos. It helps me to promote the channel, and drop some likes on those videos as well, because it tells YouTube that I'm producing awesome stuff, and it puts me higher in the search ranks and helps to promote the channel. Okay, so folks, that is everything. We sent a text message. We're getting the message that it's okay. There it is. So I knew it was going to be there. That's our test, and you see the name is up there, Jonathan WP Foodie School, from me up there. So we don't need to, and that's just signed by you see, this is the kind of stuff that has to be done. You see, it's signed by wpfoodieschool.com, and that's why we're doing all those values. It's so that we end up in the inbox and not in spam down here and never to be seen again. So that's why we do it. And so that's set up now. And if I go, I've done the forms in so many of the other videos, folks, but that's what I was just saying. Have I any forms here at all? Website planner, subscription, contact form. Oh yeah, so the contact form, say, would be the same. So this is Fluent Forms now, different plugin. It's not Fluent SMTP. They work together. So when you create a form, you have templates and all, and it's the settings. So if you want to send an email notification to someone when they fill it out, yeah, I should actually. So we'll just call it save the recipe to inbox. And here's the thing, it has to be select a field, and then it's email, and we'll just say, here is your recipe. Oh, I actually have WP recipe here. I don't think I have any published recipes on this blog. I'm just trying to think now, folks, that I don't actually. But oh yeah, so I have a contact form here, leave a message actually. So I just wanted to show you what happens, that like I've discussed how to use shortcodes and build these messages, but I'm just going to do this very quickly so that I can show you how the confirmation works, just test like that. So that's the thing, just name it up there. It has to be select a field here, and it's email. I'm just checking that this service Brevo is working properly. I sent a test email, but just want to confirm it on the site here. Subject, test. So at the bottom, we want to just save that there. And so Fluent Form number 1 is the name of it. So want to go to leave a message, I just see I want to check first to make sure that the contact form, it is it. So and fishing Ireland at yahoo.com testing sending from BREVO. Submit form. Thank you for your message. And it should be almost instantaneous. So I had to pause the video there, folks. It probably took about a minute to show up. It's a bit quirky. Sometimes it's instantaneous and sometimes it can run a bit slower. And I really don't understand why that is, because we're using the Brevo API keys, so our message has to go to them and they send it on to Yahoo for us. I presume that's how it works. I'm not quite sure, but it's there anyway, folks. And the thing is, oh, excuse me. The thing is, while I'm here, we go into, if you think it's not working, it's very important to explain this just before I finish. Here with the email logs, and there's the form that we just sent out. Here is your recipe. You can see the date and the time here, and it tells us that it was successful. The failed messages previously here, they were because I put in the wrong API key, remember, so that was the problem there. So folks, I hope this clarifies quite a complex subject that I brought you there with the walkthrough, really from the start to the finish, to get your 300 emails a day. And just if you're worried about the cost of that, you can get the mailbox with Namecheap for about $10 a year. And with Brevo, it's crazy cheap. You're not going to get a big surprise with a big bill from these guys. The transactional email API that we're using, you get 300 emails a day, and then so once you go over that, there's no big jump that you can send. As I said in the previous video, you can send for a tenner month, you can send 20,000 emails. So that's about 30. So it's a little under 700 a day. Like, gee, if you're doing that well on your food blog, you can easily afford $10 a month. So that's the story with that. That's how it works. You see, folks, the reason that we're doing it this way and not sending these recipe saved recipe emails from a service such as MailerLite or Mailchimp or Flowdesk, when I looked into it and when I was figuring out how it's done, the problem with those services is that when you add someone to an automation, you can't actually put them through the automation again. They all work so differently. And I put a huge amount of research into this. So if you can help me by sharing the videos, that would be really appreciated. So I just wanted to show you what I mean here. If I go to MailerLite, and when I go into the automations, when I go here, I just want to explain this and the rationale why we're setting up these transactional emails. When we go in here to the automation, do you see it here, folks? You know, I was setting all this up. I was getting really excited. I said, this is going to be great now. We're going to design brilliant emails and we're going to do this and do that. And I was a little bit like, it knocked the stuffing out of me when I saw this, because I was after starting to build it. And next thing I realized, when you able, subscribers can trigger the workflow once every 24 hours. So I even confirmed with support. I asked them about it. I explained what I was doing and they said, no, you can't. The problem is, when somebody saves a recipe, they would go through the automation. But if they saved another recipe only a couple of minutes later, they can't go through the automation again. You can't add them again to the same automation, and you can't do it in Mailchimp either. You can't put them into the same customer journey or with Flowdesk, you know, so there's big limits there. So that's why we're doing it this way. I'm working on the Mailchimp video there at the moment, and I was taking on board the feedback from some of the people there. So I'm going to go into great detail. I'm going to slow it down and do what I've done in this video. Even if you're not using Mailchimp, you will learn a lot from it. If you're confused about how to set it up, I'll go really slow and I'll start at the very, very start. I won't have any plugins installed or anything, you know. So, like, I don't want to confuse you, but with Convert Kit, I call it Convert Pro after the plugin a lot by mistake made by Astro, the marketing plugin. But yeah. But the thing is, when I was comparing all the services, ConvertKit and Fluent CRM will actually allow you to run people through the same automation. So what I said here, it's to stop spammers is what support told me. But ConvertKit must have a way of recognizing if somebody's spamming people, putting them through the same automation again and again or something, whatever way it works. So it's quite varied, but that's the thing there. You can't put the subscriber through the same workflow. Subscribers can trigger the workflow once every 24 hours. Yeah, so, you know, they'll end up basically not getting your emails if you set it up without realizing that. But you can do it in ConvertKit and Fluent, but it's not really a reason to switch over to one of those services. If you're really happy with MailerLite already, I wouldn't, like, you know. So, folks, that's enough talking. I hope that clears it all up. And again, if you found it useful, please use my affiliate links there. You can buy me a coffee using those affiliate links, and you can share the channel and subscribe and comment and like those awesome videos. So look forward to moving on now. And as I said, the Mailchimp is the next one up, and I'll have it done the next couple of days. So thanks for watching. Good day from Ireland.